I would say to my dad, who already passed away.
Yeah.
He's the one that encouraged me to believe in myself.
Yeah.
So I talked to my dad, and then when he said, "I already see you different."
Yeah. Hi, this is Jan, and welcome back to the Black Sheep Society, where we don't fit in, so we build what fits to us. And today I'm so honored that I get to speak with Tito. Tito is a dear friend of mine. You are a local Indonesian from Surabaya. Born and raised in Surabaya, grew up over there, moved to Bali, so now you're here in Bali. You call yourself actually a marketing-preneur, so I'm excited to learn more about this. Created a company called Bali Rain, which is also a kombucha brand and a water brand. You're also working for a travel agency. Really found your passion in there. So I would love to, obviously give you a chance to introduce you on all of this as well. But before we start with that, quickly on how we met. Yeah. So, and how we met Tito, I think it was super sweet. We actually were invited to a friend's dinner, and we were both there. And I remember you actually at that day you brought the kombucha, the sourbucha, and you invited all of us to be trying your kombucha. And I remember I really remember like it was yesterday. I was trying the kombucha. I think it was called gut health. Gut health. And I was trying that one, and wow, I was just like, wow, this is insane. And I got addicted to that ever since, and started actually coming back to you a lot of times, and just really enjoying your kombucha. Yeah. So yeah, without further ado, I will hand over to you, Tito. Give us a quick introduction of you, your journey to Bali. We'll be covering spirituality. We'll be covering finding yourself. So, Tito, over to you.
All right, thank you, Jan. And first of all, I would like to say thank you so much. I'm so honored to be on your podcast because the idea of your podcast, you give us platform,
Yeah.
and I love the title of it,
Yeah.
the Black Sheep Moment, which
Yes.
is there's so many people out there that be different, but they remain silent, and then
Right.
you now create this platform and invite us. So for that part, I would say like kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tito.
Yeah, so a little bit of me. I would say that I'm not the owner or founder,
Right.
but I met Matthew and his wife,
Yeah.
Asami. They are super kind. They are super great, and that's where I learned how to be entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
How to do that entrepreneur, because my
Yeah.
life has been when you said marketing-preneur.
Yeah.
I've been in this tourism industry.
Yeah.
I would say tourism because Indonesia is like majority tourism destination, right?
Right.
So I study tourism in my school.
Mm.
I study English literature for my bachelor. And then why I would say marketing, because sales and marketing has always been my passion since I was in the school.
Yeah.
And I choose tourism because it resonated to me. I
Yeah.
love to meet people. I love to go to travel.
Yeah.
And now it led me to here in Bali, and to be able working in travel agency, and help Bali Rain, which is the sour bucha.
Yes.
It's aligned with my passion. So I love to do those two things in
Yeah.
my daily life right now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tito. Really appreciate,
Yeah.
your introduction.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, so nice to have you here. Yeah, I
Yes.
think, like you said, the Black Sheep Society, I think really we do want to invite
Yeah.
the people out there to listen to more stories, really heartfelt stories of, how it is actually okay to not be a white sheep,
Yes.
not be like everybody else. It's okay to be standing out.
Yes.
And that's the topic of today, right? And
Yeah.
so do help me a little bit on that. And let's say your first black sheep moment.
Mhm.
And I want to go and take it back to where you come from.
Yeah.
So You come from Surabaya,
Correct.
as I mentioned.
Yes.
You are Muslim by religion.
Yes.
Now, you are also gay. So help me understand you know, coming from a Muslim society, born and raised in Surabaya,
Yes.
how did that feel? And in a sense where, when was kind of that black sheep moment where you felt like, you know what, maybe I don't quite fit into where I'm born.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the move to Bali.
Yeah.
So start us off with Surabaya and how you
Okay.
started off. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Jan. So, I was born and raised in Surabaya
Yeah.
for 25 years old.
Yeah.
And now I'm almost 30, so I moved here in Bali for 5 years already.
Yeah.
So I took back like 25 years.
Yeah.
Living in Surabaya is quite dynamic because Surabaya is the second biggest city in Indonesia after Jakarta.
Yes.
So as a city guy who lived there, the pressure of the society is always there. You know, the people. I know that you also understand how being live in such a big city.
I know that. You actually
Yeah,
even
right.
know Surabaya, as
Yeah.
you might very well know.
Yeah.
So I've been to Surabaya quite a lot, so I
Yes.
understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not offense for anything at all, but
Yeah.
Surabaya is a very great city,
Yes.
developed city.
Yes.
All the buildings, the shopping mall, modern,
Yes.
everything is so easy.
Yeah.
But when we talk about the black sheep that I've been I've been locked in
Yeah.
with the city lives.
Yes.
I work in a corporate lifestyle, which people tend to compete each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And we have the anxiety to become, I have, our mind always start thinking, how do I compete with each other?
Yeah.
And I think that's not a very good environment.
Yeah.
But I was locked into that environment. So I try anything to be fit in, to get accepted, to get validation, which at the end of the day, I have the moment where it's so tiring, not just in corporate life and work life, but in lifestyle society.
Yeah.
You have to do in terms to get fit in with certain society or certain circles, I would say.
Yeah.
Or you have to dress up well.
Yeah.
You have to go to the fanciest restaurants.
Right. Yeah.
So that people will acknowledge you and know you better. Oh, Tito is quite popular and famous,
Yeah.
you know. And
So quite materialistic.
yes.
Quite everything is about your status.
Yes.
Right.
Everything
Okay.
about the status there.
Yeah.
And also the people always judge you. There's always judgment, and the noises will always distract you,
Yeah.
so that you don't know what your goal is.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to be, I want to be, let's say, an owner or the CEO? Oh, do
Yeah.
I want to be an artist? Do I want to be the people who, the famous people in the city?
Yeah.
I don't know, because every day I was thinking how to be fit in.
Yes.
And also it take me back, drawn me to my darkest time. So I forced myself in a way. I have to buy this, buy that. I have to go to this place, to go to that place, that place.
Yeah.
The fact that I have that enough money
Yeah.
to do that, but I'm forcing myself.
Yeah.
So I live quiet full of debt of life,
Yeah.
financially broke,
Okay.
just to fit the society
Just to
needs
fit society.
and
Yeah.
their expectations.
Wow, that's actually, I'm really, really thankful for you sharing this. And that's something that I think also many of the viewers
Yes.
will resonate with. So,
Yep.
where basically the society gives you so much pressure
Yeah.
that, and you wanting to fit in,
Yep.
that you put yourself into financial strain.
Yes.
Yeah, and you start, really going above and beyond your capabilities, just
Yes.
trying to fit into these pressures.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Of course,
yeah,
Jan.
yeah. No, so really, really appreciate it. So walk us through this. So you were in this darkest time,
Yeah.
right? And you were, over leveraging yourself on these
Yeah.
financials. Could you define a key moment where you were like, okay, Tito, this is it. I need to change things,
Yep.
and I'm gonna get out of this right now. I make the decision. I don't want to be in this
Yep.
dark state anymore. I'm going to go out.
Yep.
Walk us through this. When was there a moment that you had this, and what was it?
Yeah. So actually, if I have to be honest, when I look back to myself 5 years ago when I'm 25, I feel like myself
Yeah.
competing with my age.
Okay.
And I need to share this.
Yes.
Right. I mean, I'm not afraid that back then I was like, oh shit, I'm 25, but I have nothing. I don't know. I'm still battling every day what I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Do I love my passion? Do I love my job here?
Yeah.
I'm stuck there. I'm stuck with the circle of the lifestyle that I set.
Yeah. What was your job at that time? Was it also in the
yeah.
travel industry? Or?
In tourism industry, I'm a sales marketing in hotels, some of
Yeah.
the hotels.
Got it.
So from
Okay.
hotels to hotels to hotels.
Got it. Okay.
So that's why I said marketing-preneurs, because my background is always being in sales marketing. I love to do that.
Yes.
I love doing it.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, at that time when I was 25,
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't feel any growth.
Yeah.
And something new experience that could elevate my creativity,
Yeah.
could makes me in the safe place when I'm being like this, but I still can do what I'm capable to do it. For instance, I study for English literature,
Yeah.
but I don't speak too many international friends.
Right.
So I don't use my English so well.
Yeah.
And I need to change that.
Yeah.
And also when that financial broke moment happened,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah.
I need to break this cycle in a way that I don't want to waste my time,
Yeah.
because I feel like, I almost 30
Yeah.
in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So I need to change this.
Yeah.
And that also bring me to remain back to my faith.
Right.
My faith does help me.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So when I tried to move to Bali
Yeah.
and try to leave everything in Surabaya,
Yeah.
of course, families, your closest friends, they say like, are you really sure?
Mm.
You're going to move to Bali without nothing?
Yeah.
Because I was so broke.
Right.
If I have to be being vulnerable here.
Yes.
But I don't know, there's the gut feeling that led me like, I need to change, I need to go.
Yeah.
And there's also a very good friend of mine here. She's like my own sister. She helped me like, you have to move.
Yeah.
I help you to buy your flight ticket one way, and let your destiny will be in Bali.
Yeah.
So I flew with just one-way ticket that my friends bought for me,
Right.
because I couldn't afford that ticket
Yeah.
back that time.
Yeah.
And then when I arrived here, and everything's just like, I think I feel the vibes.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's insane.
that's it.
That's a crazy story, right? So,
Yeah.
so you had a friend of you actually helping you
Yes.
find your way.
Yes.
Move to Bali. You came here.
Yeah.
Incredibly bold, I would say, at that
Yeah.
time, because it was money was a struggle,
Yeah.
right? Finding your identity was a struggle, and you were like, you know what? I need to just make this.
And I don't
So-
have place in Bali.
And you don't even have a place.
I don't even have place.
That's insane. So, really, thank you. Thank you for sharing
right.
this. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Now, let's do the next chapter. And
Yeah.
the next chapter is then you made the move. You came to Bali.
Mhm.
And actually, today, the Tito I see today
Yeah.
is, you work for a travel agency. You're traveling like the globe. I see you a month ago, you were in Miami, and you give like a speech in front of
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot of people, right? And
Yeah.
I really saw you shine. So,
Yeah.
walk us through these moments of where, we were struggling, you were
Yeah.
broke,
Yeah.
and to who you are today. You are a marketingpreneur. Basically the sourbucha, the kombucha that I'm drinking, you've designed
Yeah.
this. So you are now this kind of shining bright star that I see and that we see, right? But
Yeah.
but walk us through the journey, because you are struggling and
Yeah.
then to where you get now.
Yeah.
How did this happen? So how did this journey happen?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing first, before I start to tell my whole story, I would
Yeah.
say that to everyone, to everybody who watch this
Yeah.
podcast, every time you are in any problems or you
Yeah.
are dealing with any troubles
Yeah.
in your life, in your days,
Yeah.
the first thing that you have to do is you don't need to do it in a rush.
Right.
You have to embrace whether you make a mistake
Yeah.
or whether you, oh shit, this is the way that I chose is wrong.
Yeah.
You have to admit it. You cannot deny it.
Yeah.
You have to embrace, you
Very
have to
powerful.
accept it.
Yeah.
And then from there, because when we accept what we do or what we did back then,
Yeah.
the mistake that we made,
Yeah.
some people forget that. They try to deny and avoid that.
Mm.
And they try to fix them. I need to fix this soon. I need to fix this by end of the month.
Right.
So that's what I see and experience that I met so many friends
Yeah.
coming to me and share their story.
Yeah.
The answer is no. You need to believe in yourself, accept it,
Yeah.
and then just put everything on the floor.
Yeah.
And just be surrender.
Yeah.
And everything will come aligned.
Yeah.
And I also would like to say you have to go back with whatever belief or highest power that you have, that you believe in.
Yeah.
I don't want to say religion because
Yeah.
I believe people have their own faith,
Yeah.
no matter what it is,
Yeah.
the highest power that they believe.
Right.
So you have to pray yes
Yeah.
or seek a help to the highest power,
Yeah.
to your God, to your universe,
Yeah.
to whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's helped me.
Yeah.
So from accepting my flaws, my
Yeah.
mistake, I've learned from it.
Yeah.
I fix it day by day and just go slowly.
Right.
And then there is a time that I got a job
Yeah.
in the travel agency, which now I'm working in JTB,
Yes.
which this place, I would say the healthiest workplace I've ever done in my career.
Nice.
This company is from Japan, and I don't speak Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And they see my potential
Yeah.
in a way of, on behalf of the company.
Yeah.
So this let me grow my creativity. They let me do everything
Yeah.
to my passion, to do the creativity side. I could leverage, and I could be on behalf not just the company for Indonesia, because I have to talk to global forum
Yeah.
to promote and sell
Yeah.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
And so as a sales marketing in this travel agency, it's not just about selling and get the highest revenue,
Yeah.
but how the way you bring yourself to be as the brand.
Yeah.
So people knows you as a brand, as your personality.
Yeah.
And it will automatically let you that, oh, so you are not working in this company, for instance. Oh, so you're not made this brand, for instance.
Yeah. It's like you are Tito.
So like
You are Tito standing there, and your
Yeah.
company is actually empowering
Yeah.
to be you.
Yes, exactly.
That's amazing.
And the easiest way also, I think the universe always works so well when I'm arriving in Bali.
Yeah.
So when I work in JTB, and then I met Matthew and Asami, who is the owner of the Bali
Bali
Rain
Rain.
Sour Bucha.
Yeah.
And we met. They were super kind and super nice. And when they said they wanted to work with me,
Yeah.
I said I cannot because I already work in this company.
Mhm.
I cannot break the contracts.
Yeah.
But again, they see me, they see my potential,
Yeah.
and we talk and discuss let's find a way that we still work together. I don't want to lose you.
Yes.
So then we talk and we sit.
Yeah.
And then again, I bring my ability to represent their brands
Yeah.
to my Canggu community.
Yeah.
So that's why that's something that I love to do. It's not about selling this and selling that, but it's about expanding the community we gathers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's for me the longevity of my career, my marketing-preneur.
Yeah. No, and I love that, and I so much see that with you, how you are bringing people together,
Yeah.
right? I know you guys have started a booth at the Sunday
Yes,
market
yes.
in La Brisa in Canggu,
Yeah.
and I oftentimes come by
Yeah.
and I just see you shine, yeah, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I really thank you for sharing this and really coming from
Yeah.
a place of darkness to
Yeah.
a place of you now feeling like you are empowered.
Yeah.
You know, you've experienced empowerment from your company, the travel
Yeah.
agency,
Yeah.
that they allow you to be just you.
Yes.
Right? They allow you to shine. The same with the founders of Bali
Bali
Rain,
Rain.
who allow you. They see the potential in you.
Mhm.
They believe in you, and they allow you to shine. They give you empowerment,
Yes.
so you can kind of be creative
Yes.
and create a marketing approach,
Mhm.
so that you become the marketing-preneur that you are today.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is so beautiful. And I do want to touch one topic now, which is the
Yeah.
next topic. And you did mention a little bit already, and you are saying that in a place of, when you are in a place of darkness
Mhm.
or in a place of struggle, you did highlight that you strongly believe that all of us, when we are struggling, we should believe in a higher power and
Yeah.
submit to a higher power and speak.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter, obviously, and you said, like, you
Yeah.
know, because it doesn't matter where you're from and
Yeah.
who you believe in, and I really appreciate you
Yeah.
being so open to
Yeah.
that. But I do want to now step into actually your belief system,
Mhm.
and you being Muslim, and you finally shared with me before that actually you were not that much of a strong believer
Yes.
back in your hometown.
Yes, exactly.
So, and then you came to Bali, which is, by the way, not
Yes.
Muslim for the
Majority.
society out there, but it's actually Hindu. But you came here as a Muslim, as a, let's say, not strong believing or
Yeah.
not strong practicing Muslim, but now you found your faith,
Yes.
and your dedication to the Muslim religion in Bali, out of all places.
Mhm.
So explain to us a little bit this journey. So how come that Bali helped you become more faithful?
Yeah, so back again, throwing back to my stories back in Surabaya when I said,
Yeah.
I was once a kid that tried to be fit into anything.
Yes.
I drawn to the lifestyles.
Yeah.
From work, I go to the party, drink, whatever,
Yeah.
you name it.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
the glams fun,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like I have the easiest way in Surabaya, my career, my friends, like I get noticed by so many people because yes, I was trying to be fit in, right?
Yes.
But then like I forget where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of lost
I
yourself.
kind of lost myself.
Yes.
And
Just
then,
trying to fit
yeah,
in. Yeah.
when everything just fell down,
Yeah.
everything was just fall off of the place.
Yeah.
That's the moment when I think, okay, I need to take some space and pause for myself, reflect to myself, accept that my mistakes,
Yeah.
and then I go back to my gut.
Yes.
And that moment when I said, I'm so sorry, dear God, I'm so sorry that I forget myself.
Yeah.
I don't even being such a grateful or grounded person. I don't even say thank you to whatever I have
Yeah.
before.
Right.
So I just talk to him. I remember that night, like in the midnight,
Yeah.
I pray,
Yeah.
and tears just fell off.
Mm.
And that's also like give me a hint that Bali is a place.
Yeah.
So I moved to Bali,
Yeah.
with continuing that I start to regain and start everything. I talk to my God. And again, I feel like I believe whatever works in this universe that comes from my God, I got everything so easy here in Bali.
Yeah.
And when I see Hinduism people
Yeah.
practice the way they pray in the temples,
Yeah.
they make offerings,
Yeah.
and the way that they see people
Yeah.
with their warm smile,
Yeah.
with their kindness, of course.
Yes.
And I see that here people less judge you.
Yeah.
They just like to leverage you as like, we live as neighbors now.
Yeah.
And by then, I see the practice that they do every day.
Yeah.
Oh, every time they wanted to go pray, they have to make offerings. The chanang.
Right.
I think it's complicated.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
But they do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just for to be thankful
Yeah.
for the life that they have.
Yeah.
And me as a Muslim guy, we do 5 times pray in a day.
Yes.
And we don't do any chanting, make offering.
Yes.
And that also woke me up like,
Yeah.
shit, Tito, you waste your time not being so ungrateful
Yeah.
for the past 25 years.
Yeah.
And now it's just like slapped me back and like, okay, if Hinduism people can do the pray every day with their chanang and thing, why don't we?
Yeah.
So that restore my faith and give my spiritual energy back.
That is so inspiring. Yeah, and I really appreciate you sharing that
Yeah.
because I do resonate with that as well. I really see, if you are in Bali and people who haven't been to Bali, it's incredible how much energy
Yeah.
the local Balinese people put
Yeah.
into their faith
Yeah.
and being thankful. And being thankful and thankfulness is, I think, something that many for us people outside of Bali don't practice much.
Yeah.
We are somewhat bitter. We take things for granted.
Yeah.
And we don't say often enough things. And that's one thing that me also moving to Bali, I really learned and appreciated. It's just this being reminded that you need to be thankful.
Yeah.
Being reminded that being thankful doesn't come. It doesn't come without any price. You should actually, give back.
Yes.
You should give back in whatever form. If it's in your religion, in
Yeah.
Hinduism, if it's praying Muslim, it doesn't matter. But
Yes.
this thankfulness, we all need to give back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree with you. As an addition, I would say that I also not religious.
Yeah.
I'm still practicing.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say to everybody here, like what I said earlier, no matter what the highest power form that you believe, you just need to talk and you just need, oh, thank you, God. Thank you for this, or thank you, universe, thank you, Buddha, thank you, whatever.
Yes.
You just need to be thankful and be humble
Yeah.
to whatever you believe in your faith.
Yeah.
And I think people need to hear this.
I agree.
You don't need to be like 100% religiously super high, spiritual, powerful human being.
Yeah.
You just need to be you, and whatever the practice that you do is just you and the one that you believe, right?
Yeah.
So
Thank
That's
you so
it.
much, Tito. This is beautiful. Really, thank you. We have now a next topic that we will talk about, and that is going to be the discussion on identity and sexuality in Indonesia. And as we've shared in the beginning, you are gay, and I would love to understand, what does it mean to be a gay man in the Indonesian society? How did that? How does it impact you? Yeah.
Okay, so talking about sexuality, it's something that still sensitive issue in Indonesia.
Right.
Right. Indonesia majority is 90% Muslim people.
Yes.
With the rich culture.
Yeah.
And we also practice 6 religions, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
not just Muslim, yeah?
Yeah.
And I believe if we're talking about sexuality, something that's not in our Bible or
Yeah.
that we are not been taught since we were a kid,
Yeah.
it's a sin. So I would like to highlight it first,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah.
But to find my true sexuality is not easy way.
Yeah.
It's not come months or weeks or months
Yeah.
so that I be so confident and be so content with my sexualities right now. It
Yes.
took years, literally.
Yeah.
Even though I live in Surabaya as a big city, majority of people are more open and with the modernization, yeah.
Yes.
But sometimes the fearness to come out
Yeah.
to what your true sexuality
Yeah.
is not easy.
Yeah.
It's like giving you a nightmares. It's like what my society will judge me.
Yes.
How my parents, how my families,
Yeah.
if they know that I'm different,
Yeah.
if they know that I like men.
Yeah.
But again, sexuality is something that personal and private.
Yes.
Just you
Yeah.
and what you are believing. You cannot force. Nobody cannot force us,
I
right?
agree. Yes.
So by then, I just kept being kind and practice as the kindest human being.
Yeah. When did you decide to come out the closet?
I came
How
out
old?
in the closet when I was in 2018.
Yes.
So 2018, 2019.
So that means you were like 22,
Yes.
21, 22. So
Early
that was still in
20.
Surabaya.
Still in Surabaya.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay.
And the one thing that makes me really brave to come out is actually my family.
Wow.
Unexpectedly,
Wow.
I would say to my dad, who already passed away,
Yeah.
he's the one that encouraged me to believe in myself.
Yeah.
And he's the figure that I embodied him so much.
Yeah.
I learned so many things from him.
Yeah.
To be kind to whoever you met.
Yes.
So by then, people will not gonna harm or judge you for who you are.
Right.
So by the power of my dad,
Yeah.
it brought me to. I think I need to share this to my family. The
Yes.
one that I need to talk about this is it has to be my family, right?
Yeah.
Because I believe family is our foundation.
Yes.
So I talked to my dad, and then when he said, "I already see you different
Yes.
since kid,"
Yeah.
so it's not a surprise for me.
Yeah. This is super, super inspiring.
Yeah. So by that time,
Yeah.
I have the power that the form is family,
Yeah.
and then kindness.
Yes.
And I also learn as time goes by,
Yeah.
being gay in Indonesia, you cannot be someone or create community that glorifying it. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we have to do a gay pride, or hey,
Right.
here I'm gay.
Yeah.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
The principle that I believe here is we need to respect each other opinions,
Yeah.
each other belief,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Because we are the one that I would say break the rules.
Yes.
I cannot deny it, but I kept it as my personal.
Right.
So as long as my family, my parents, my close friends, my close community accept me and knows me who I am,
Yeah.
then I don't need more validation.
Right. You don't need to worry about anything.
I don't need to worry about anything.
Yeah.
I don't need to, hey, I'm working in the street and like, I'm gay, what's your problem?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You cannot do that in this country.
Yes.
we need to respect, no matter what it is, you need to respect wherever you are coming from, right?
Right.
And I believe Indonesia is beautiful countries with the beautiful religions that we are practicing it
Yes.
and the cultures that
Yeah.
we have. So I kept finding in between
Yeah.
and balancing it.
Yeah.
I cannot fulfill my ego that people have to accept me. Everybody have to accept me.
Yeah.
Not just in sexuality, I believe everybody will not accept you for whatever you're doing, right?
Yes.
So you just, as long as you not harm others, and you're just being kind, and then
You lead by example.
Yeah.
You know, you lead by example,
Yeah.
and you are, showing people
Yes.
that it's okay. You don't have to
Yeah.
speak up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
try to put it in their face,
Yeah.
but just lead by example of being respectful.
Yes.
And respecting people for who
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by you doing that
Yeah.
leadership, I think this is incredibly
yeah.
inspiring. And it's especially what I mean, and just quickly,
Yeah.
to summarize, I find this so humbling to hear that, your family gave you that support, and that your father was so supportive of you. And so sorry to hear that he passed away already, but
That's okay.
I feel like he did an amazing job, right? I mean, to who you became today,
Yeah.
and giving you this empowerment before he passed away, I think is probably one of the greatest
Yes.
deeds he could have done.
It-
Yeah, just in terms of feeling empowered, and so really, really thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and also you did touch already a little bit about you and your role in Indonesia, and you are a proud Indonesian.
I am
right?
proud Indonesian.
And I love that in you. Yeah, I love that, and that's why we connect also, because I'm proud to be in Indonesia too, and I have this, I would say, almost like Indonesian
Yeah.
pride, although I'm not Indonesian, right?
Yeah,
Like
I know.
I'm German, but I am a black sheep, and I left my
Yeah.
place to find home.
Mhm.
And same like you, Bali welcomed me so much, and it really gave me this acceptance that it's okay for me to be who I am, like the black sheep I am. And this gave me an incredible pride also about Bali, about Indonesia, and I'm now becoming, sharing with the
Yeah.
world on what this country has to offer. Yeah. So, but I do want to talk a little bit about this, because you also, as a proud Indonesian, you share with me in a humble way. You say, actually, maybe there's still a misinterpretation of Indonesia in the world. Maybe there's still not the right image in the world of Indonesia. So, how does that come into play for you? So, what is your drive? How would you like Indonesia to be seen in the world, and what do you see as your role in that?
Okay, before going to the answer, I would like to add
Yeah.
some addition,
Yes.
talking about the sexuality and religion in Indonesia.
Sure.
Uh, uh, Now, Indonesia, I would say, our people more open and more modern.
Yes.
Mostly in big cities.
Yes.
I know some of the areas, remote areas, or like the areas that still practice the religion still very, very tight.
Yes.
They would not still accept all these sexuality things.
Yeah.
But now I would say that Indonesia, in most of the big cities, include Bali, all in the workplace, public places, people now already accept who you are. They give you the opportunity to go to get the job,
Yeah.
just to be who you are.
Right.
And you, as two guys or two women's, sit together in the restaurants.
Yeah.
They are fine. So I think that's a very big progress of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see that too, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just would like to highlight that.
Yes.
That one of people misunderstand that.
Yes.
So going back to your questions,
Yeah.
in my point of view, Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Despite of the political issues that we have, I believe every countries have
We
the
all
same
do.
issue, right?
Yes.
But first thing first, as Indonesian people, that now what I'm trying to say in this kind of platform is, as Indonesian, I try and we need to be more confident of who we are,
Yeah.
of the identity that we carry.
Yeah.
Indonesia is divided by 17,000 islands with
Correct.
each different cultures.
Yes.
Like for me, for instance, I come from Surabaya and I'm in Bali.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I am Balinese because
Yes.
Balinese people is beautiful.
Yeah.
I would say I'm Indonesian because I'm part of Indonesian,
Yeah.
right? I would like to respect the Balinese. I would like to respect Surabaya people,
Yes.
where my root is.
Yes.
So I would proudly say Indonesian because Indonesia is not only consist of Bali.
Correct.
There's
Yeah.
so many beautiful islands. There's so many beautiful hidden gems. Not gonna lie, even Indonesian itself not discover all of the places.
Yes.
Even me.
Yeah.
So yeah, on that part, Indonesia, Bali is beautiful. Yes, of course. But I would say that Indonesia is more than Bali.
Yes, I agree.
And for Indonesian to Indonesian and to international friends as well, I would like to say that we are no longer a follower
Yeah.
or somebody or someone that just get the job or do, okay, yes, I accept it, oh yes, but we could also be the groundbreaker.
Yes.
Indonesian people could also do the build their own business
And take leadership roles.
and take a leadership role.
Agree.
And I also would like to boost not only me, but for all those people, because
Yes.
this is the black sheep, right?
Yes.
You have to be confident
Yeah.
that I don't find that we don't need to be fear to other human being.
Yeah.
That's our problem, majority. Indonesian people always have struggle with, I cannot speak English.
Yes.
I don't have the confidence to talk with the bule or Westerners.
Bule, which is foreigner, exactly.
Yeah.
Just yes.
I want to break the stigma that bule is in this level
Yeah.
and Indonesian people is in that level.
Hmm.
No, we are all equal.
I couldn't agree more.
We all are human.
Yeah.
And I want to be the example. That's why I connect with so many international friends.
Yes.
That we could do it. If I could do it, you guys can do it.
Yes.
Right?
And maybe you can be an inspiration to so many people out
Yeah.
there by the way how you doing
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of like the groundbreaker, which you say
Yeah.
you are taking this leadership role,
Yes.
right? So you are already showing
Mhm.
your country and
Yeah.
your people that no,
Yeah.
like you said, there's no hierarchy here.
Yeah.
We are all people,
Yeah.
and on the same level,
Yes.
not on a different level.
Because
Really appreciate.
yeah, because
that.
there's so many entrepreneurs in Indonesia from
Yes.
Indonesia people. There are
Yes.
so many entrepreneurs from Indonesian people, and I believe we are the same creative.
Yeah.
We have the same ability to think. We have the same knowledge.
Yeah.
We just need to flourish it.
Yeah.
We just need to gain our confidence, and
Yes.
and that's my role is.
Yeah. I'm loving this. So thank you so much. Yeah, really. Yeah, again, inspiring. Yeah, this is very inspiring, and
Yeah.
I do really wish that with us sharing this out in
Mhm.
the world that we can inspire more.
Yeah.
And also, especially also more Indonesians
Yeah.
who see this
Yeah.
to be encouraged by you. So thank you for taking this leadership.
Thank you.
Tito, we are coming to an end, but
Yeah.
I really appreciate you being here. I will finish off with
Yeah.
two main questions that I have for you,
Mhm.
and the first question I have is like a wildcard question. I do this in my
Okay.
podcast always. The wildcard question. The first one is if you could write a love letter to Bali in one sentence, how would that sound like? What would it be?
Oh, one sentence.
Yes.
Love letter, yeah?
Yes.
Thank you for acknowledging me. Thank you for giving me a place, giving me the wings to fly.
Wow, that is amazing. I love that one.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel it. I get a bit of goosebumps. Thank you. No, wow, I feel that. So because
Yeah.
I really resonate with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, Tito, thank you so much for sharing this. So just one last thing, and a little bit of the inspirational end quote for you. If you have a message that you can send out there
Yep.
to the world, to fellow Indonesians, but
Yep.
also other black sheep,
Yep.
if you feel boxed
Yep.
in your own society, what is your one piece of advice you can give these people?
Okay. So, to be the black sheep,
Yes.
you have to be brave and stay true to within to your own self.
Yes.
We have to accept for whatever your flaws is,
Yeah.
accept it.
Yeah.
And then by accepting your flaws, and then you know yourself better,
Yeah.
so that you don't need to hear the noises around you.
Yeah.
You just hear your voice.
Yes.
Follow that voice, be brave.
Yeah.
And then I always say this to every podcast: be kind, because kindness will win over everything.
I so agree with that. Yeah.
So kindness, accepting yourself,
And be brave.
be brave, and follow just your voice, not
Yeah.
the noises around you.
Yeah.
Then you could be the black sheep that we are talking about.
I love that. Kindness, acceptance, be brave.
Yeah.
I take that away from myself as well. So thank you so much, Tito.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another amazing
Yeah.
time here, guys. For you out there, thank you again so much for listening. This is truly why we're here. Yeah, this is why we're here. This is why we want to have this Black Sheep Society and send these messages out there to the world to encourage you and to see that there's all kinds of different shapes and forms of black sheep, but we all have one thing in common, and that we find our true selves and we're building our own future the way we want it. So thank you. Thank you, Tito.
Thank you so much. Whoa.